Game week 29 was probably the most influential set of fixtures we have seen all season. The midweek game did not disappoint. It is your boy Big82 and I'm here to break down the key things that happened. We're going to go through my 5 key points. We're then going to look at a couple other features that I have at the end, moment of the week, star of the week, all this sort of stuff, okay? But if you wonder why, halfway through the video, I'm going to change my I don't know what I'm going to change. I'll look slightly different. My demeanour will be different. Maybe I'll have a different aura about me. Who knows? But what I mean by that is I'm filming half one day, half the next day, because the Spurs Crystal Palace game is tonight. And I don't want to speak on the relegation battle without having full information on how Spurs did. So I'm going to speak on the top half of the table as my first few points. And then my final point and all the final stuff, total roundup, will be done tomorrow. I'm off in a bit here. But anyway, if you enjoy, please like, please subscribe, please share. Do all of that stuff. And let's get straight into it. And I think the only place to start really is at Molineux, where for 75 minutes, nothing happened. I was falling asleep on the sofa, to be honest with you. I mean, I felt like I was hallucinating. I felt there were about 10 people with the name Gomez on the pitch. It was getting quite confusing. It felt like every 2 minutes the commentator would be going Gomez. Oh, it's Gomez now. Oh, he's played it to Gomez. And what are we doing? I did the math and I believe there was 5 Gomez's involved, 4 on the pitch. Wolves did have a Gomez on their bench. It did not come on, unfortunately. But I need to know, right, Wolves fans, did it get confusing having this many people called Gomez? Because only one of them was a Liverpool player. So many Gomez's must be confusing. Like, just constantly, Gomez. Like, is it part of your transfer strategy? Right, so I made a bit of a short list for who we could sign in the summer potentially. I've got a couple of players who are telling me they could be a bit interested. I'll let you know in a minute. I want to hear if you think they'll be up to scratch, and I'll only let you know if you think they're up to scratch. So the first thing I'm thinking about is, because we don't get many chances, really we need somebody that overperforms their XG. I also think they need to win a lot of their aerial battles. We don't play it out from the back. We can't do that for our lives. So we need to make sure that he wins it in the air, brings it down, and we can build up from that. Let me tell you, I have got the guy for you. You have the one. What's that final thing you said they need? So they need to be called Gomez. They need to be called Gomez. They need to be called... Why would they need to be called Gomez? That makes no effect on their footballing ability. Why are we doing it? Nah, trust me. Trust me, they got to be Gomez, but... Yeah, so I was thinking, like, maybe we could go get Joe Gomez at Liverpool. But he doesn't score. He hasn't scored a goal in his career. What do you mean? Oh, yeah. We need someone that overperforms the XG. He has no XG. That's why I was thinking him more defence. Up front, I was thinking, remember that old Swansea player, Papi Gomez? Oh, nah, this guy is lying. This guy cannot be real. He cannot be real. You said... So I was given confirmation about this guy called Erling Haaland. And he said he'll join. That makes him not Gomez though, innit? So we can't join. Oh, nah, this guy, I'm out of it. I'm leaving the club now. I'm resigning now. I'm done. But no, in all seriousness, my point isn't actually even on Wolves. It's on Liverpool. The lack of creativity is mind-boggling. Liverpool can't create. They can't do anything. They're too slow on it. And it's actually quite mental that Florian Wirtz, in such a short amount of time, despite being seen as a flop up until around Christmas time, is so key to the system. He's missed a couple of games. He missed Forest. He's missed West Ham. And he's missed Wolves. Everything has to go through him, and I think that is a worry, because Florian Wirtz can't play every game, as we're seeing, he's injured, and Liverpool are falling behind because of it. Thankfully for them, as we know, the other teams have dropped points in the top 4 race, but it's still a big question mark over what Liverpool can create. You watch him play and you just like, do something, you know, it's quite ironic. I'm just calling the Premier League more boring than it's ever been. You are the epitome of that. You are the exact reason behind this. Your football is stale. It is dry. It is fries with no sauce. There's nothing to it. I actually like fries with no sauce. Let's get a better analogy. It's bread without butter. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't come out and say this when you're playing so poorly, and there is no structure to the play. There is no idea. The midfield's just a hole. There is no one in there. I saw a clip of the 1920 Liverpool team, and it was just a random phase of the play, but PEDRO, the commentator, was like listing off the stats about the team. And I'm not expecting Arne Slot to cook up 1920 Liverpool in front of us. But you can see the midfield have actually stood in the middle. I mean, it's damaging. Damaging to the whole team's season, playing the midfield how it is. Now, questions need to be asked why we're looking at a 6. 2 years ago, Zubimendi stuff happened. 2 years later, there's no 6 still. Gravenberch and Maka are not number 6s, they are not, and it's just wasting of their potential, of the team's potential. There is question marks over Slot. I don't think he's coaching them very well at all, though. I think the coaching point of view is really poor. There's no belief in the team, there's no fight. Absolutely nothing. And I think it's really poor, and I want to see more fight. Because right now, there is nothing. There is nothing to suggest that Liverpool are going to get better. There is nothing to give you hope that Liverpool are going to get into the top 4, top 5, whatever it may be. You don't see it. Without those late winners at the start of the year, they are nothing. And even when Liverpool win games nowadays, a lot of the time it feels like they're winning because of individual moments rather than the actual structure and the system working. Whereas under Jurgen, it always felt like the system was the winner. System was winning you games. Now it's individuals are winning you games. So like Arsenal, take that for example. The players are winning you games now. This isn't right. It's not going to cope, especially in modern day football. You need to have structure, a plan in place. And that is my biggest concern. Like, the fight is, for me, what I'm looking at. I can't even fathom. Like, let me show you. Go. Okay, right, we are screen recording now. Right, now I thought this is interesting, right? This is an example of the lack of fight, okay? So Rio Ngamoa is here when the Wolves player receives the ball. What has happened in this short time for Rio Ngamoa to be here when the Wolves player has the ball now? The Wolves player has gone from this distance here all the way up to practically there. Where is he? He's on the edge of the area. Right, on the edge of the D, sorry. So Ngamoa, so the players ran up to here. I believe it's Andre, right? Is it Andre? I can't remember. P has gone up to here in this time. Rio Ngamoa has gone to this point here, so about there. You are very close to him. Look at the space. There's no space between them. Yet we've got to this point here, and there is a bigger gap between them, and Rio Ngamoa has just stopped running. If Ngamoa is faster than Andre, absolutely, 100%, you watch Rio Ngamoa run, he is faster than Andre. If he uses his speed to get back, this goal doesn't happen. And that is the example of the lack of fight I'm talking about. I feel like Liverpool do not want it. Slot doesn't make them want it. Under Jurgen, he made them want it. And that is my biggest problem. Like, I have multiple problems with this goal. Like, in general, I mean, Alisson just kicking it straight to, I believe, whatever his name is, kicking it straight to him, plays it to there, and then he just runs. And on the finish, I mean, what are we doing? Can you see? You can't see Alisson in the screen grab. But the positioning here is one of you needs to press him. Nobody is pressing him here. You were just stood there. Rio Ngamoa pointing out just stood there. You're in the right place. You're in the right place. One of you is in the right place. The other one of you needs to go to there, and one of you needs to go to there. Somebody needs to actually press him. Don't just let him shoot. Giving him a free shot at goal, and let's say it deflects off Gomez, it goes in. That's the risk you're playing by playing that free shot on goal. That's what I didn't like from Liverpool, and I just thought it was really poor. And it's something I pointed at. I noticed in the get-in watching it back, and I'm not a fan of. And that's exactly what I mean. The lack of fight is just doing my head in when you watch Liverpool play, and I don't think they're going to get anywhere without fighting. You're not going to. No team is successful without wanting it. You've got to want to win. You look at the teams at the bottom, right? They want to win. Nottingham Forest were desperate for that win yesterday. They got it. They didn't get the win. They got the draw. By the AR, that's a great result. It's embarrassing losing to Wolves. It's embarrassing. And Slot keeps picking the same team. You can't pick the same thing and expect a different outcome. Oh, the Premier League's boring. Oh, we need to play better. You're constantly complaining about your squad, yet you don't use the players you have. It's just mind-blowing, mind-boggling how it's got to this level of simplistic stuff, letting Liverpool down. If Liverpool sacked Arne Slot after that run of losing 3-0 at home to Nottingham Forest and losing 4-1 to PSV, Liverpool would now be sat top of the league if they brought in a good coach in from there. Absolutely 100%. And Liverpool are now stuck in this position where they don't even think they're going to get Champions League football after spending £450 million the summer prior. It's really poor. It's really, really poor. Ngamoa had no excuse. Ngamoa has been subbed on in 70th minute around then, and he isn't running to Andrea. It's so poor. What you are noticing in games as well is Liverpool are constantly behind. Liverpool used to be behind this season, and in fact, of the 11 times Liverpool have gone behind this season and decided to sub off Ibrahim Konate in place of a forward. Arne has done this. I remember him doing this so early on the season. Did he do it at Palace? I got a feeling he did it at Palace. Chiesa came on for Konate. It's worked once in 11 attempts. Just change your ways, Arne. Think to yourself, this hasn't worked 10 out of the 11 times I've done it. Oh, you know what I'll do? Oh, I'll do it again. It's pathetic. It's embarrassing. As a manager, you need to spot these things. It's so obvious to everybody else. Yeah, you're just refusing to, even the thought of it. Every time you go behind, without fail, you go off? Oh, right, okay. Either Gomez or Graf will drift into the centre-back role, and then that's it. Nothing ever comes from it. Liverpool sacrifice their build-up play and just chuck everyone forward. You saw it again, Chiesa and Ngamoa get subbed on, and look at all the time, Gakpo and Ngamoa on the pitch at the same time. They're both left wingers. They're both distinctly left wingers, yet you're playing them both at the same time. That didn't happen on this occasion, but it's happened a lot. And these repeated patterns are happening a lot. Needs to do better. Anyway, my next point is still around the top four, but it's more looking at the Chelsea side of things. Their winner, Aston Villa, and they are on a roll. JOAO Pedro specifically. Chelsea are absolutely flying under Mazzini. I know they've lost to Arsenal. Arsenal's the only team that's beaten Mazzini, albeit it has happened on, twice in the Cup and once in the league. Other than that, no one's beaten Mazzini. Because I've been saying it from the start, Liam Mazzini is the way forward for Chelsea. Liam Mazzini is a top quality coach. He's revolutionised JOAO Pedro. JOAO Pedro came into Chelsea and was good. He's been excellent under Mazzini. Absolutely brilliant. And I have not got enough time for Liam Mazzini. He's come across so well since coming in. And I thought it was interesting. Villa they're bottling it a little bit. Just a little bit. And I find it very, very interesting because Manchester United lost as well. So we are now at the position where, because Chelsea were already behind everyone else in the race for top four, everyone's on about the same. At this moment in time, we see Manchester United sat in third, Aston Villa fourth, Chelsea fifth, Liverpool sixth. Man United on 51, Aston Villa on 51, Chelsea on 48, Liverpool on 48. It's tight. It's incredibly tight. My gut says United third, Chelsea fourth, Villa fifth. That's what I think will happen. I can't see a way for Liverpool to get it unless they sack Arne Slot. Villa are the only ones that I think could slip out. I think Chelsea and Man United will get it. I think Chelsea, Man United, City, Arsenal's the top four. That feels what I'm most confident in happening. Chelsea are looking much better now. People are going to laugh at it, but Vizinha is he's great. And people are trying to make big digs at him and don't think he's the right man for the job. He is the right man for the job, 100%. And you know what he did? Did you see what he did yesterday? He revolutionised the game. He made it, yeah? He's revolutionised the game of asking the waiter for a bill. You know what he did? He did a little salute and then turned it into a thumbs up. He did it when he was talking about, I can't remember exactly what happened, but he did a salute thumbs up in the same move. He's revolutionising the game on and off the pitch here. If you're sat in a restaurant and you're in need of the bill, so you're saluting to them saying, all right, can I have the bill? And then a thumbs up at the same time to say, cheers mate, go get me the bill. Top play. Top play. Really like him a lot. I really, really like him. JOAO Pedro is absolutely flying. I thought it was very interesting actually. I thought Chelsea, they did a little huddle around the ball to stop the Villa players from kicking off at the start of the game. And I'm not a fan of that. I don't think that should be allowed. But I thought it was interesting because it just shows the measures teams are taking to get a little advantage. Which I'm going to speak a little bit on when I come to Arsenal in a minute. But it's very tight because Manchester United losing at Newcastle was big. Man United finally ending that winning run means it puts things in a bit of a scale. Paul Scholes, by the way, I just want to come out and say this. Why has Paul Scholes come piping up now that United have finally lost? It feels like the class of 92 hate the 08 team. Don't really know why. Most of the class of 92 don't really come across very well to me, I'll be honest with you. G-Nev seems alright, although his commentary does kill me to pieces sometimes. But a lot of them, they just come across a bit weird. I like Keane, although he's not really class of 92, but you know what I mean. That group that won the 99 treble, really. Villa are currently in a position where they are outperforming their XG practically every week. And it's not sustainable, and we saw that on midweek as they lose to Chelsea. Let's face it, Chelsea are going to be out of the Champions League after 9-16. They've got PSG. It'll be an absolute miracle if they're through. United have no European football and are out of the FA Cup. Chelsea are probably going to stay in the FA Cup. They have got Wrexham in the next round. Liverpool have got Wolves away in the next round, which probably means a Liverpool loss. Let's be real. And but Liverpool probably will play the winner of that Chelsea PSG game, and Liverpool have Galatasaray. So it'll be interesting to see who goes away in the cup. I think this is what United have, is they only have one game a week. It can be a positive and a negative. It can be a positive in the sense of, okay, here we go. We get loads of rest, loads of time to prepare. But then negative, you lose a bit of momentum. Whereas if Villa, because they are probably going to win a lot of games in the Europa League, they're going to go on a bit of a momentum run. They're going to get on a roll. Yeah, my gut says Villa are going to fall off a little bit, but I still think they'll finish above Liverpool and get that 5th spot, which will probably make them into the UCL. I'm going to say probably. We can't speak for definite here, but that's just what we're going off. My third point now is Manchester City slip up, and it is big in the title. It is big. Arsenal win, Manchester City draw. What happens now even if City win their game in hand and beat Arsenal, they are behind Arsenal. Now, I feel like I say this every 2 weeks. Surely they don't bottle it from here. Surely not. But every time I say it, it looks like they're going to eventually. And this is where it comes, well, this is what it comes down to. Who has the minerals? Who's got it in them to go and win this title? And I think Arsenal are better than Man City. You watch Arsenal play, they're not good. They aren't good. I don't think Arsenal are good, but I think Arsenal are so strong in their defending that Man City are in the title race because of let's say, without Semenyo and Haaland, Manchester City aren't in the title race. And Guehi, this January window could save City potentially because Guehi and Semenyo have been brilliant, Haaland. Other than that, I don't think the Man City team's great. I don't think they build up very well. But one thing I did notice was the difference when Nico O'Reilly plays and when he doesn't. Nico O'Reilly didn't play this week, obviously because he was injured. And I just thought it was very interesting how Man City lacked Nico O'Reilly in their build-up because of the runs he sort of makes as he's moved further forward away from that left-back role to move further attacking role. He's become very important in that role. And I think one thing he has is he's tall. And this is going to sound ridiculous, right? But his height is so important to Man City because he can make these late runs to the box. Or say if Bernardo Silva's making a late run, you don't want to put it in the air because Bernardo Silva's about 2 foot. He ain't going to win the header. He hasn't got the ability to get there. He's not going to jump high enough, whereas Nico O'Reilly will. Nico O'Reilly's very technically gifted as well. And this is something I wanted to show you. So this is when Newcastle played Manchester City at the Etihad took about 2 weeks ago now. The move starts here with Semenyo on the ball down here and Nico O'Reilly here. Semenyo, as you can see, well, you can't see, but Semenyo's played this ball through and Haaland has made this run. Not that. Haaland has made this run and Haaland's taking the ball down here. In the time it's taken for Semenyo to play that ball and for Haaland to get right on the byline, as you see in this picture here, Nico O'Reilly has gone from here all the way to just outside of the 6-yard box. So Nico O'Reilly has made this run into the 6-yard box. He is here. Now this is a run that I saw him do against Leeds as well. He had a very similar movement. He didn't score from it, but it was very similar in the way that he made this run. Now, if Bernardo Silva was to make this run, he wouldn't win the header. Look at the height difference. You can see Bernardo here. Is that Bernardo? I think that's Bernardo. And this is Nico O'Reilly here. He's bigger. Okay, and Nico O'Reilly will win the header. He's driving forward with it, and he's also very technically good. The man is so good and important to their system that those runs are what's breaking down teams more often than not for City. That's the winning goal for City there. I think he did very similar stuff against Leeds, and Semenyo made a similar sort of run for the goal against Leeds. I find it interesting to see how that loss of Nico O'Reilly suddenly means that Man City can't attack. Going forward against Nottingham Forest, they showed nothing. And they scored 2 goals. But they didn't create anything. They had so many shots, they were all just outside the box, not really going to anything. 2 Manchester City goals were a corner, so, you know, doesn't really count. And then the first goal was, what was the first goal? It was the Semenyo goal, which was again just Semenyo brilliance. Man City's build-up and stretch isn't great, but Nico O'Reilly is what's making Man City good going forward. And they lack that. And off the ball, Man City, we know for time that they can just get hit on the break and you have a good chance. That's what Forest did. Gibbs White, I mean, the audacity to back heel nutmeg at the Etihad. And then Elliot Anderson, that was a filthy finish as well. That was a filthy finish. That is what I'm noticing from Manchester City. And I feel like with Man City, neither team are going to win. Neither team are going to win every game. Neither Man City or Arsenal are going to win every game from now to the end of the season. But Man City taking the first blow in this sort of run-in, it makes you think, okay, Man City, you're the one hunting down. You've taken the blow before that. The run-in starts in March. I think it's fair to say, right? You've taken the first blow here, and you're already behind. It'll be interesting to see what Man City do now. I think the cup final will be big. Cup final weekend. If Man City lose this cup final, Arsenal have won it. Arsenal will win the league if they win that cup final. The winner of that cup final will win the league, is my belief. And I believe the winner of that cup final will be City. And I still think City win the league, because I don't think Arsenal win every game here from now. But there is definitely a possibility that this is the game week where it's lost. And that moved me on to my fourth point, which is an Arsenal point of view. God, they're boring. God, they are boring. I mean, they wasted, I believe, it was over half an hour just in the game. They wasted that much time. Do you realise how that's impressive? And it begs the question to you, do we have to change? Do we go the American system? I don't want to go to the American system of, stop the clock every time the ball goes out. But it might have to be done. Half an hour. Hertzler came out and said that Hertzler came out and said that one team was trying to play football, and that was them, and I agree. And I thought Brighton were unlucky. I mean, Verbruggen, come on, man. I would have saved it, and I'm being dead serious. That is the easiest save you'll get in your life, and you've let it in. Is Bukayo Saka back? I don't think so. Just a question. He's been playing with number 10 in recent games, but I don't think he was on there yesterday. But he has been a lot recently. I thought that was interesting as well with Madueke on the right. But Arsenal are not looking like a title-winning team, but neither Man City. The Premier League is a bottom heavy. And what I mean by that is the bottom half are very good compared to the bottom half in the past. The top half don't seem as good as the top half in the past, and that's what makes it interesting. Now, is part of the reason the top half don't seem as good as the top half of the past because the bottom half are better than they used to be? I think that is a part of it, and I think this Arsenal Man City team are probably better than some teams in the past, like some of the teams in the 90s that won it. But Arsenal aren't a good football team. They can't create anything. They are simply relying on set pieces to try and win them games, and I think it will catch up to them. So let me know what you think on that one, because like I say, my gut is saying City, but my head is it's very 50-50. Arsenal will be the worst team to ever win it, if they win it. If Man City win it, I don't think they would be. And that's why I'm edging. I've just been very contradictory. I mean, going forward now. I mean, in terms of attacking what they do on the ball. This Arsenal team would be the worst to ever win it. defensively, they'd be up there as one of the best, because defensively they are incredibly good. I also don't want Mikel Arteta winning the league, and it is an issue. The thought of Mikel Arteta winning the league makes me vomit, makes me violently ill. It makes me question my existence. I can't stand the man, and he's out winning the Premier League, and it's just like, you look at Liverpool and you're like, you could have won it. You so could have won it if you just sacked Slot sooner. But Michael Edwards is too stuck in his ways. This isn't a Liverpool point. I need to not waffle on about Liverpool. But Arsenal, incredibly boring, incredibly dull. But can they really drop it from here? I don't know if they can. I'm still saying City, but let me know what you think. It's 50-50. Final point is, do Spurs need to pull the trigger and sack Igor Tudor? I know we're very early on to his reign. 3 games, but it's not looking good, bruv. Put it simple as that. Spurs lose to Crystal Palace last night, and they were abysmal. And I think they made him pull the trigger, because they've come in and they've brought in a manager that doesn't know the league, is a bit of a tactics sort of man, a tactician, when I feel like in this situation, you just need somebody that knows the club, knows the league. I can just get in and get the players fighting, and they don't have that. They simply do not have that with this manager. He seems a bit At this rate, it's going to be the shortest Tudor reign since Lady Jane Grey. That's the situation Spurs are in. I mean, 3 games in, and they've been divorced, beheaded and died. Okay, I'm sorry, that was bad. That was a bad one. But yeah, Spurs really need to win last night. They really need to win. I mean, a Tudor win hasn't been needed this much since the Spanish Armada. Okay, I'll stop with the Tudor jokes. But on a more serious point of view, Spurs actually are in deep trouble. Van de Ven was woeful. I mean, it was a clear as day red card. The only Spurs player on the pitch that looked like they were fighting for it was actually Rainey, the 19-20-year-old, I don't know exactly. These are deep problems for Spurs. West Ham have something about them. They're on a bit of a run. Nuno's got them going. Leeds in a similar situation. Even Wolves now in a similar situation. Forest, although they've not been great, they look like they've got fight in them. The only draw he has a good result. They look like they've got fight. Spurs show none of it. Macclesfield Town have more wins against Premier League clubs than Tottenham Hotspur in 2026. It is monumentally bad. And it can't continue like this unless they switch it.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What? And it will, I mean, what I meant to say is it will continue like this unless they switch it. And that's, I don't think they're going to switch it. The ownership have ran the club into the ground. But it's just it's basics. Like, Igor Tudor said he saw something. He said he saw something in how they play. I think he needs to go to Specsavers. Because that is a shocking performance. To be fair, Spurs were the better team second half. I would actually give them credit for that. They weren't good though. Palace just turned off. They were like, oh, well, we've won, haven't we? And it was one of those games where you go in there and you're like, that felt like they were gone. It felt like Spurs fans now had accepted the fate of relegation. And they're 16th. I mean, not to sound like the Panthers there, but they're 16th. And we're talking about the fact that they're basically already down. It's dark. It's really dark. What's more mad is that they got 9 points from their first 4 games. They won at the Etihad. Which means in their last 25 games, they have 20 points. It's dark. It's so dark. Looking at the stats from Sky this morning, Thomas Frank is better than Igor Tudor in every single department. And Thomas Frank wasn't good enough. So how can you sit here and say Igor Tudor will be good enough or is good enough? It's poor. It's really poor. What do they do now? For me, they go in and they just try and get a Sean Dyche, someone like that, to just save them. Just save them. But I don't know if he could. I think this group of players are just so the majority of them do not care. They've got no real reason to care. They're all going to leave or whatever if they go down. And I think that's the problem Spurs have. What I do need to question is why Richarlison isn't playing. When Everton were in a similar situation, Similar situation a couple of years ago. Richarlison had a bit of five and we had a great have a little go. And it kept Everton up. So Spurs, you've got Richarlison right there. Use him. And Tottenham Hotspur Stadium needs to also become a bit of a fortress. Become the 12th man like Goodison did for Everton a couple of years ago. Because Everton was seen too big to go down. So Goodison pulled together and they got him out of it. Right now, Tottenham, you need to pull together because you are not too big to go. No one is too big to go down, but become the 12th man, Tottenham supporters. But I understand the situation. You're spending £1,000 on a season ticket and you are about to go down. That's dark. They actually go straight back up. I think it's one of those. They either go up straight away or they're stuck there for 20 years like Forest were. It's one of the two. The likelihood is they'll go up straight away. But it is good news for Spurs anyway, because the playoffs are bigger now. So, they could come 8th and still go up. So, look at the positives in life, I guess. You've had it easier than other relegated clubs. I guess. I was about to take away from the negative note, but I find Spurs going down quite a positive note. I would love it. Does not sound like Kevin Keegan here, but I would love it if we beat them. Love it. The stat of the week and moment of the week, they're a little bit of a tag team going on. Stat of the week is William Azula becomes the first substitute to score a 90th minute winner against Manchester United. And that is my moment of the week. That goal to get Trippier with a beautiful ball. Azula gets it. One-on-one with the defender. Cuts in. Then you've got, I think it was Maguire comes close, and he just curls it around Lamans. The pace and power. That goal is going to get replayed for years. Absolute years. It's one of those iconic moment goals. You know how like in 25, nowadays we look at like Makeda and think of that goal. Papi Cisse think of that goal. William Azula, you're going to think of that goal. That's the level we're talking here. And my player of the week, JOAO PEDRO. A hat-trick for Rosinia's men up at Villa Park. Chelsea going to get top 4 or 5. Either way, they'll be Champions League football for them. And I thought he was absolutely outstanding. And he is also on FBL, he was lovely. He was lovely on FBL. Absolutely lovely. Yeah, I mean, some of the finishes on display. Yeah. Just an elite level player, JOAO PEDRO, turning out to be one of the signings of the season. Isn't a surprise, really. Lap and JOAO PEDRO signings. They remind me of Andy Carroll and the Luis Suarez signings at Liverpool. I don't think Delap's been as bad as Carroll, and I don't think Pedro has been as good as Suarez, but it's similar in a sense of like, you sign two, the big Englishman has just turned out to be rubbish. Then you got the little techie South American who's turned out all class. But yeah, that's it. Game week 29 in the bag. Do you think Spurs will go down? Do you think Arsenal have now got the title wrapped up? Who do you think will miss out on Champions League football? Let me know down below, and I'll see you all in a bit. Peace.